Do have a seat. Now unfortunately we weren't able to set up a big screen for you, so we'll just have to use this.
That's fine.
I'll let you
Might get lost in all this other stuff.
Well, if you just go
Yeah.
onto there, go onto computer. It might not come up just yet. You might need a minute just to come up.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Nice and early. I like having an appointment, you know, first thing. At least I can get out of the way.
Should be fine. Okay, so please start as soon as you're ready, William.
Okay, can I put some notes on the table? Is that okay?
Whatever you want to do. Just check you're in shot if you want to stand up.
Yeah, I prefer it.
We just move the chair back a little bit and take a step to your right just to make sure. Shame to miss you.
I know, yeah. Don't want to do a whole presentation after this.
Okay, as soon as you're ready.
Alright, good morning. My name is William Banks. Today I've prepared a short presentation to support my application for the position of PE teacher at Nottingham Academy. I'm going to talk a lot today on my personal qualities, experiences, and my approach to teaching, and also why I'm a successful candidate for this job. I have many personal qualities. I think I'm a very enthusiastic person. I think the more energy you give to kids, the more you'll get back in return. I'm quite organised. I'll plan my lessons ahead. I'll make sure I know where I need to be, have the right equipment for it. I also like to think I'm a very approachable person, as in if you saw me in the corridor, a student would happily talk to me about problems, or I can sit down and talk about them with them. I'm very analytical. I'll work on what I've done well in lessons, what I've not done well, what I can improve on next time, making sure that I work well when I'm teaching the kids, or young adults as I like to call them. Making sure I can always improve my lessons to make them better, so they're always better for next time. I think I'm quite committed, and I like to always put my effort into it, whatever the task is. When it's sport, that's where I thrive. I love doing sport, it's my passion. I'm quite motivational. I like to motivate other people, as in if they're not trying their best, you need to motivate them to do more, to be better. I think I'm quite professional. I like to look smart, well-groomed. It's key, as you're a role model to the students. If you don't look the part, then they might not think, why would I look the part? Also, teamwork is key. Working in a team with, say you have the same objectives, you need to be able to work with other people with their strengths, their weaknesses. They can help you to find yours. I've gained many experiences through my time. My first one, probably my best years of my life, at Loughborough University. I gained a first in sports coaching. Yes, it was very hard work, but I enjoyed going out as well. But obviously you need to put the hard work in to make sure you get that qualification and it sets you up for life. I learned a lot about different parts of coaching, working with different level athletes, different abilities. So to tailor programs to fit them. I've also worked at, I went a year abroad actually after uni, and I was doing my level 3 tennis coaching. So I worked in Spain, France with the holiday company, doing fitness programs and tennis coaching to a wide range of, not just young, old as well. Which was really good. Learned some Spanish and French. I've worked at several schools before I'm applying for this job. That allowed me to get a wide range of knowledge of different students, so say abilities or behaviour issues, so if a situation occurred I could deal with it appropriately. I've also done my level 2 gym instructor coach, which meant I had to plan out fitness programs for people to improve flexibility or strength. So that helped me to be motivational when I'm working with lots of people, different ages. I've also been part of a running club for several years, and I think as a PE teacher at a school, I think you should always look the part, and keeping up with my fitness is key. I think if you're not fit, then what inspires young children to be fitter when they're older? I think it's key to be healthy in life, and I think sport provides that in a fun manner. I'm well travelled. I've been skiing in the Alps. This has all just broadened my being an all-round person. It's good to travel because I think it just widens the knowledge. I've been skiing and wakeboarding in the Mediterranean, which are all skills that are just key, not just for PE but just to have the key skills. I also did my minibus driver, so say if you had any fixtures away for teams, I can drive the students there. I think that's quite key because if your coach drives you somewhere rather than just a random person, you can go and coach alongside while your team are playing, so you can make sure you get the best out of the kids. My approach, when I approach something, I'll have quite a systematic approach. I'll work through step by step, making sure I break it down, make it easy for the students, because the easier you make it for them, the more they'll work. If you just say, oh, you've got to do 10k running, well, they're just going to be, oh, I can't do that. If you break it down and say, oh, we'll start with 2k on Wednesday, and then we'll progress to 5k, it makes it a lot easier for them to reach their final goal. I think I'm quite a firm person, as I think if you're not firm with students, then you won't get the most out of them because they might just sit back, relax, be lazy. I know from when I was younger, I was lazy. If no one's firm with me, then you won't get any work out of me. Another approach is equality. I think everyone should have the same chance. There's no I'm above you for any reason. Everyone's got the same chance, the same opportunity. You just need to work hard individually. I'm quite methodical. If there's a problem, I'll work around it. I'll find different ways to work through the problem. Say it was just not getting a shot in. We'll just work on basic things of the throwing first, and then maybe the height of the ball first. Success is key. Obviously that's the end goal of all the students at the Nottingham Academy. You need to push success on students, otherwise they might not feel like me, lazy. They might not feel the need to get it, but you're setting them up for later in life. Their life will be better in the end if you push success on them now. And the last one is fun. Whatever happens, whatever you're doing, fun is key. You need to be able to have fun at what you're doing. If you're not having fun, then it's not right, it's not working for you. You should be doing something else. What I will bring to this job, I'll bring a lot of things. One of them is if you put pressure on me, I can thrive in that situation. That's when I work best. When I've got a pressured situation, that's when I can get my best out of me, because I know that I need to meet a deadline or get something done that needs to be done. I can't just be left to do it by myself. Also, being a PE teacher has been my passion since a young age. I've played sport all through my life. I've played tennis, badminton, football. I've played lots of sports, and I just love sport in general. And if I can improve someone else's sporting ability, then that's my job. I'd be happy to do that. I also have lots of new ideas for the academy. wanted a tennis program because I obviously play tennis, but when I was younger I didn't think it was offered as much. It was more later. I'd like to instill it at a younger age so more people have can access tennis at a younger age, as I think it's a very good sport and I do really enjoy it. I also have another idea about running clubs in the morning before college. If students are keen on running, then they can come in early and I will run that with them, literally. And I'd just like to say thank you for listening. Have you got any questions?
How would you encourage students who've never been interested in tennis to get involved in tennis?
Well, first of all, we need to get them on court. I can't persuade them to do anything. They need to be on court. I'm a tennis coach as myself. We'd start off with a few easy games where it's not too much skill involved, so they're not going to have a high failure rate. So I'd work with them on mini skills first. Like, there's a mini tennis if they were younger, and I'd motivate them and just provide a lot of success for them. So at the end of the session, they'd feel, oh, I've really learnt something today. I really enjoyed it. I'd play lots of games with them at first because you don't want to work on technique too much. But if they come away feeling, oh, I really enjoyed tennis, then they'll want to do it in the future more. So that's what I'd do, just make it very fun for them.
Okay,
so
great.
they'd enjoy it.
Right, do you want to have a seat for a minute and I'll just jot some notes down, have a breather.
I know, just raffle up.
Right then. So, I've been able to find out an awful lot about you from that presentation.
Yep.
And in the questions we've got now, don't be worried about repeating some of the things you've already said, that's fine.
That's
Okay. So first of all, why have you applied for this job?
I've been interested in sport all my life, and I've played sport to a decent level a lot of the time, and I've always been interested in being able to teach it to other people, as I think my experiences through sport it's made me a better person. I think it's good to keep healthy and active, and think if I can make other people have the same passion that I do, then that's key, because they could take something up, they could do it for life, and I might teach a kid at 15 or 16 and they'll play tennis up till, I don't know, maybe 80, and that's helped them physically, mentally and socially as well, because they can socialise with other people at tennis, and they may never have got that without me in the equation. And I really love just making other people enjoy sport like I do. That's my overall aim.
Okay. So, what do you think are the key personal qualities that will enable you to be successful teaching here at Greenwood Academy?
I think communication's key, as if you need to be clear on your instructions. I think you need to have the knowledge of what you're teaching as well, but you need to communicate that well. If it's poor in the communication stage, then it won't come across to the students and they won't understand, and you need to be key at communication. I also think being enthusiastic is because you need to put the energy into them to get the energy out. Because if I'm just rocking up to a lesson and then I'm just like tired or sleepy, and then I can't expect, I need to be a good role model to the students in order to provide them with someone to look up to and be like. So hopefully if I'm a friendly, kind teacher that they think, oh, I'd quite like to be them, then hopefully later in life they'll aspire to be like, well, not like me, but aspire to be what they want to be.
Okay, good. So, you've been very busy getting your first degree at Loughborough and so on.
Yeah.
So what are the key academic experiences that have so far prepared you for this particular job?
Well, my year of my PGCE, that was very useful. I did a lot of work shadowing at a lot of colleges and schools. That was very good because it got me a wide range. It allowed me to work at lots of schools, so I could see how, like, I talked to a lot of teachers, and obviously at different schools getting their opinions on how they get the best out of their kids. And working at several schools has allowed me to get a broad mindset, so I can know, depending on the student, how to get the best out of them. It's been very useful. Also working abroad as my coaching, I've worked with some high-level coaches and I've seen how they do it, I've seen their drills, and obviously I can steal those and use them as just thinking it's all about getting students to get the best out of themselves. And if you've got a wide range of experience in the sports coaching qualification at Loughborough, where I learned a wide range of just different aspects of the curriculum, that it's very useful knowledge, and all I need to do is just transmit that to the students.
Okay, great, thank you. So, you mentioned yourself when you were doing your presentation that pressure is something that is quite a big part of working in schools. So when have you had to deal with a pressured situation, and what was it, and how did you deal with it?
I had to deal with a pressured situation when I was actually teaching at a sixth form college, and there was I had lots of deadlines to meet, marking. I was marking coursework, and there were exams coming up, and people needed past papers marking. This was all in a tight time schedule of a week or 2 weeks, where I had to deal with different courses. So it wasn't just, it was BTEC courses where coursework had to be marked, and I also had to deal with A-level students who were worried about their exams. So I had to make sure I got the time to talk with the students about their exam, mark all the work, as well as teaching lessons physically as well. So I had to work all those into a time schedule of about 2 weeks, and it was a pretty crazy 2 weeks. But I did it very well, and I think the students were prepared for the exam. I got all the coursework marked, and I also taught my lessons to a high standard as well.
So how did you make sure that all that happened?
I planned my time well. Time organisation was key, as I needed to make sure I worked through a list, had a systematic list, like what came in first. Obviously I need to work through that first, and I just, as soon box things off, I wouldn't start something and do half of it and then just leave it. I'd do it fully first, get that done, box that off, right, what's my next thing? Okay, I need to mark these papers. I'd work through that, but I'd also make sure this wasn't running me down as well. I couldn't come to college just run down, but I obviously need to sort my priorities out depending on, because I played tennis socially as well for a men's team out of college as well, so I had to plan my time well, as well as other social events. So it was putting the right things in the right place, that sorting my priorities out meet all my deadlines.
Great, thank you. Halfway through the questions now. So, tell me about a time when something that you were doing has gone wrong, and how did you deal with it?
Well, it was actually, I think we had a rugby match once, and it was on the field, and it was very icy. It was an icy day. The conditions were, well, debatable whether it's playable, but they were playable. I had a student actually who just went into a tackle half-heartedly, didn't full on go in. It's quite a small student as well compared to the bigger guy that was tackling him, and it wasn't in a vicious way. It was just his hand just went back the wrong way, and he broke his wrist. So I immediately cleared the area. Made sure that the student was comfortable, had talked through, didn't touch him, made sure, asked him what hurt, what happened, asked other people what happened, worked logically. Kept cool, because you need to keep cool. Obviously, if you're showing signs of panic, then it's not going to be any better. I rang the college from the as obviously it was on like a different part of the college, so I continued the game actually. I moved this player to the side and actually continued the game, because you can't have 16 rugby lads wanting to play rugby and one guy's hurt himself and he's just stopping the game. So I moved him to the side. I continued the rugby match. I also got another member of staff to watch the rugby match while I took him down, as it was only his wrist so he could walk. And I took him down to the college where we later sent him to A&E, and it was a broken wrist. But I filled out a report, made sure that I documented all the details of, what happened, who was there, who was involved, followed all the correct procedures that were done, and I'm good friends with the guy now, and he's fully recovered and he's playing rugby again.
Good, right, thank you. So, what do you think is your biggest weakness, and what are you doing about it?
I think my biggest weakness, if you call it a weakness, is I think I'm a bit too competitive. When it comes to sport anyway, if you put me in a sporting environment, that's when competitive will just comes out. And I am quite a keen person, but I'm not competitive in a bad way. I just want to win. But I won't break the boundaries or bend the rules or cheat in any way. I just love winning. I think when people say, oh, it's the taking part that counts, I would say that to the students, but really inside it's winning that's all that matters. Only losers say it's the taking part that counts. So, but yeah, I am very competitive when you put me in a sporting environment, so I might not be too popular with, say it was other staff and it was a staff game and the opposite team were against me. People don't tend to like losing, and if I'm the one instigating it and I'm not showing off, but not being good. I can't say it without sounding big-headedness. But I'm very competitive, and I like to win, and other people might not find my approach if I'm going for every try or going for every tackle, or just people don't like losing, and if I'm on the team that's making them lose, people don't tend. I'm not a very popular person when I'm on the field anyway.
So what do you do about that then? What can you do about that?
Well, I can just. Well, there's.
Is there nothing you can do about it that's competitive?
No, I think being competitive is good, because that means you want to win, and I think always wanting to win, don't mean you should go to a football match and think, oh, I'll just have a kick about. I think you should always go to every game like serious, and I think winning is important in sport as well. I think everyone should win. So I could change it, but I like winning, and I don't think I'd change that unless it was too far and I was maybe cheating or. But obviously, if I can sometimes read situations where I'm playing a sport and the other team just a few dirty looks, or just because they might not be jealous but can't keep up with me. It's not a good weakness.
So what you're saying is that you'll always be competitive, but you're aware when that could be a problem.
Yeah, because it can be a problem if just people aren't keen on you if you're too competitive.
Well, if we give you the job here, I'll have to beat you at tennis, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I'll happily. You'll need a lesson first, and then you can try and beat me.
Right. So 2 questions to go. So what do you feel you would do differently to others in order to make you a success here?
I think I'd be very different to others. I think I wouldn't be relaxed. I'd be quite firm, but I think I know a teacher that's got a style where he's quite a friendly guy, and as long as you meet what he does, so for example, as long as you meet his deadline, then he's not too fussed really what you do. So I think I'm like that when I'm teaching. I'll make sure I get the importance of meeting a deadline or getting the work in or getting a certain revision done. But I'll make sure as long as I get that and I'm happy with the work that comes in, then I'm quite a relaxed teacher that'll run through the curriculum at a steady pace. And but as long as because that's all, I think that's key. They've got to work hard, but as long as I get what I get out of them, I can have a laugh with them. We can have a joke around. We can have fun in lessons. It's not all boring. Oh, today we're writing some essays. Today we're doing some work. We can have a laugh in class. Because it should be fun. You shouldn't just hate college. I'd like students to, our school. You shouldn't just hate it. You should want to be here and want to learn. You should think, oh, I'm looking forward to Will's lesson later, or I like that teacher Will. That's what.
Okay. And lastly, have you got any questions for me?
One question would be, I'm just wondering about the social factor in the staff at the PE department. I'm just wondering, how social are you, and do you get along, and just things like that?
Well, I suppose we're typical really, that sometimes there's no time for socialising.
Yeah.
But we do make an effort to get together, either to play sports or go out once term, and if it's somebody's birthday or something like that. Yeah,
that'd be great. Because I think if you socialise with your teachers as well, they can help you and you can help them in lots of different ways. Obviously, you're a team together and you've all got the same goal of getting the best out of it.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
To meet you.
You too.
We'll give you a USB pen back though.
Yep. Didn't want to run off without it.
No. We'll get a collection of USBs going.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you again.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.